Then we start to look forward to next season and beyond as the NFL every offseason makes small and major changes. One of the changes we've been hearing about for a while, and as a matter of fact, we played the audio not long ago of Bill Belichick on a Boston radio station I'm sorry, not Bill Belichick, Robert Kraft on a Boston radio station talking about it as if it is a definite thing that's coming very soon. I have mentioned over the years and certainly in the last year a lot the fact that I believe that this is coming sooner than later, if not next season, then very, very soon. And what we're talking about, of course, is the NFL going to an 18-game regular season with a 2-game preseason. And
Can you believe it's been almost a half a decade since they moved to a 17-game schedule?
Yeah.
It feels like yesterday.
It doesn't. It doesn't. Like, I remember you and I, we were still on in middays, having our friend Buccaneer John on to ask him what the Bucs record would be, and he'd always say 10-6 or 16-0, and we'd say, "Well, John, there's 17 games now. There are 17 games," and he'd go, "Oh yeah, all right, 16-0."
When did we move to mornings?
It was just over 3 years ago now.
2022?
Yeah, I posted something on our Instagram like the day that it was exactly 3 years.
Was it a post, because I missed it, was it like a "screw you haters, you said we couldn't do it"?
It wasn't a "screw you haters," but I may have mentioned that there were people who said that, we wouldn't last very long in middays, let alone in mornings. And then when we get to mornings, it was kind of the same question again, like, oh, how long will this last? Well, longer than you thought, you bastards. We just won show of the year, so we're not going anywhere.
Well, knock on wood, buddy.
Yeah, you never know.
18 games is inevitable, and I know
is.
The players, from what we're hearing, the players do not like this, and the NFLPA interim director, David White, has made it pretty clear that they don't have an appetite for a regular season 18th game, according to reports.
Yeah, here's the actual quote from David White. He said, "Our members have no appetite for a regular season 18th game." And then he said, "The 18th game is not casual for us. It's a very serious issue. It's something that comes out of negotiations, and nothing will move forward until players have the opportunity to account for all of those factors, take that into consideration, and then through negotiations agree or not to the 18th game. But as it stands right now, players have been very clear they don't have any appetite for it." Now, he mentioned the word negotiations, and that's exactly what this is about. They're going to have to come to a new collective bargaining agreement very soon, and it's certainly nowhere near the situation we're seeing with Major League Baseball, where we're almost guaranteed to have a lockout next year. But it is the type of thing where the NFL players, and it always goes this way, will push back on certain things the owners want and inevitably accept all of those things for more money. My major concern with this, Aaron, is not about the money, because it's billions and billions and millions of dollars that neither of us are ever going to see. I do get a couple bucks here and there for calling the Bucs games, don't get me wrong. But for the most part, I'm not getting any money from the NFL. However, what is the other thing that is typically negotiated during these situations other than the actual dollars and cents? It's, what do we do as a football team? How often do we have to practice? How many players are on the roster? Now, the roster thing, I look at that as a positive. It's a net positive. If you can add 4, because this is part of what will happen, in my opinion. They're going to, part of the negotiations will be, we need more players. If we're going to play more games, we need more players. They'll probably add 4 or so roster spots, so you'll have more players probably on the practice squad or on the active roster, probably even on the active roster, so that you can get through 18 games.
It just diminishes the product.
But more players doesn't diminish the product.
If you're just putting players out there and you're more players well, yeah, okay, that's fair.
Yeah, having more guys on your roster that you can rely on and you don't have to pick up a guy off the street is always a positive. What's a negative is the other side of it. If we're negotiating out more practice time, less hitting, right? We already don't tackle in practice. They already practice significantly less than they used to. If they're going to say, oh, well, 2 more games, or sorry, 1 more regular season game, 1 fewer preseason game, it's that much more contact. We've got to practice even less. we're going to get an even sloppier
The
game.
product won't be as good. I think that you could look at this as a player as an opportunity to get more rest, get an extra bye week. Everybody gets 2 bye weeks.
Well, that should happen.
That should happen. I mean, if you're
believe
going to have 18 games and you have 2 bye weeks, there should be no complaining. You're getting an extra week of rest. So that one extra game for that extra week of rest, you should take that and be happy with it.
I heard something floated a couple of times, and I'm curious your thoughts on it because it's a very unique idea. There's a lot of suggestion that players don't want to play more. Inevitably, they didn't want to play 17 games, right? That inevitably doesn't make sense there. But regardless, they didn't want to play 17. They certainly don't want to play 18. So I heard it on the Dan Patrick Show, and I've heard it before, the suggestion, what if the NFL said we're going to 18 games, however, as part of the negotiation with the players, we're going to say that during the regular season, starters are only allowed to play, all of them are only allowed to play 16 games. Meaning, strategically, you need to decide at different times when to sit guys. Yeah, I hate it as well.
It's Little League
you
where
can't
you're like,
do it with the quarterback or you're screwed.
Right. It's Little League baseball where you're like, okay, well, this pitcher can only pitch this amount of innings, which for Little League baseball makes sense. You don't want that kid throwing a gazillion pitches and his arm falling off in front of the world to see. This is a totally different situation. That's crazy.
We are seeing Little League stuff in baseball with the runner at second base and extra innings.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like dumb things like that where you're more limiting. These are adults. These are not kids. These are adults that get paid a lot of money. So you don't have to limit them on how much they're going to play.
No, I agree with you. I thought it was a crazy idea, but I've heard it now a couple of times, which I just thought kind of weird. And I thought you being safe man may actually get behind it.
If they're okay to get banged up for 16 games of the year, they're okay to get banged up for 17 and 18 games.
Yeah, well, that's fair. I certainly, again, I agree with that.